the first term, it was very difficult because one, obviously, you don't understand the job in totality because it's a new space. But I knew what I wanted to do was to help as many people as I could. One of the things that I did as a politician is I found projects that my predecessor Shebesh had started, and I completed her projects. She was working on autistic children. I have put a safe house. Nairobi doesn't have a safe house. During the pandemic, we saw that there's a lot of gender-based violence, increased teenage pregnancies. So we're building the first safe house in Nairobi, 100 bed, in partnership with Nairobi County. We got the land. It took a long time. One of the things that I'm passionate about is making sure we save school land. I made sure that Uhuru Boys, which was about to be grabbed, was not grabbed. There's another secondary school in Mukuru that we have funding to build, but the land was obviously allocated, so it's another land that I'm going to fight for. So I want land justice. I also want to make sure that we deal with GBV, and we're putting 17 containers in 17 police stations. You can't do just one thing. I mean, I support the intersex community. I'm vocal about pro-choice because I feel that it's wrong for a girl of 10 who's been raped or defiled by a relative to be forced to have her child. This moral card that we keep holding is a bit not so good for us. I don't think we need to play God. Climate change, big concern, cleaning our rivers, getting rid of plastics. There's so much work to be done. So I can't say that I want to focus on one thing. But one of the things that I'm also passionate about is harm reduction. There are a lot of drug users out there. We throw them into jails. They're not supposed to be in jail. They're supposed to be given assistance and treatment. So we need a lot of harm reduction programs. I'm coming up with a law on harm reduction. Diabetes is also on the increase. A lot of needs to be done in terms of diabetes. So I'm finding my space and looking at what I can do. But I have an open policy. Any idea that you have, when we come for civic education, we come out and we help. Very soon I'm going to be giving out the kokojikos so that we can ensure that we end respiratory illnesses for people, fires in the slums. So there's a lot of work to be done, very little resources. I'm hoping that as we settle in, I'll be able to plug into some of the government projects so that we can serve our people better. Well, I mean, I'm Mama Ta, so I brought lights. I brought the first lighting towers here. But I just want people to remember me as a good leader because that's important. A person that delivered services without corruption, a person who stood against corruption, and just that I serve the people well. I think it's important that I touch a life. So if I have touched somebody's life, then I think I've done well. And it's, county woman representative. I'm in the biggest county in Nairobi, being Nairobi, 17 constituencies, 4-5 million people. It's not easy. I mean, and we've really been given very little resources. Like the MP has 40 million shillings for bursaries. I have 1.2 million in the same constituency. So it's very hard to be felt. I feel that it's not about the resources. It's about maximizing on those resources and being able to be reached by your people. And I really hope that if when the housing project takes off in Nairobi, it will cater more for the most vulnerable citizens, because I believe that people, and I yet to investigate it, but a lot of people that benefited from the slum upgrading in Kibra were not the slum dwellers themselves. They decided that they rather rent it, and then the people who they rented it took the houses. So we need to make sure that a slum house allocated to somebody in the informal settlement cannot be transferred, and we need to have social services upgraded so that we can check and confirm that the person that we meant the house to be for is actually living there, rent to own, and the possibility of allowing other family members to continue. You should be clear that if I've got a slum house allocated to me, I can give it to my family members. I also want to tell the government, please, we cannot move slum dwellers into one-roomed houses, because the one-roomed houses is why we have huge sexual gender-based violence. Parents cannot be having sex in the same room with their teenage children. So we need to make sure that you have at least 2 rooms, but if they have boys and girls, then you have to have 3 rooms when the kids reach the age of 10 or 13.